The Rural Health Information Hub's Economic Impact Analysis tool can help you determine the impact your community health project has on the state economy. The Federal Office of Rural Health Policy requires its community-based grantees to use this tool and report the results at the end of the project period. Other community health projects may also choose to use the tool so they can share with stakeholders the impact of their project. This video will explain the information and steps you can take at the beginning of your project to ensure that you are ready at the end to report your project's economic impact. A couple of general tips on using the tool. Include your finance people in the process of preparing info to be entered into the system. That said, this tool is not complex or technical. A basic understanding of how project funds are spent is sufficient to use the tool successfully. Look into what the tool requires up front and try to put systems in place that allow you to track or pull out the financial data in a way that works with the tool. The user manual is a resource for detailed information on how to do that. Give yourself time to collect and prepare the data that needs to be entered, rather than trying to use the tool at the last minute and becoming frustrated or having to make guesses when you don't have the right data. An optional worksheet is available on the Economic Impact Analysis Tool's website, which you can use to track spending throughout your project. Next, we'll walk through the information you should collect so you'll be ready to create an economic impact report. The background information you provide about your project will be used to provide context to the analysis, as well as tell the tool the funding amounts to use in making its calculations. If your project serves more than one state, you will need to identify which state had the most spending for the time your scenario covers. You'll be recording your spending for 4 categories. Each spending item should go in the category that is the best match. You'll need to account for all of the funding dollars entered for the budget period in order to generate an economic impact report. As you start filling in the spending categories, you'll record the same types of information for each expense: a description of the expense, the dollars spent, and the industry code. For each expense or expense group that you enter, you'll also need to know if it was in the state or states your project serves or outside those states. The amount of in-state spending will have a big impact on the economic impact results. For each expense, choose the industry code that is the best match. If you're unsure which code to use, you can review the classification descriptions. The industry codes included in the tool were selected based on a review of typical grantee spending. If none of the industry codes directly apply to your item, use the closest matching category. You can view a full list of codes in the user manual or click on the red eye icon in the tool itself. Now that you've documented your spending for the project, you can enter your information in the Economic Impact Analysis tool. Watch the next video in this series for step-by-step instructions to create your economic impact report. We hope that you'll find this tool useful in learning how your health project impacts your community. Please contact us for additional information or assistance using the Economic Impact Analysis tool.